Hi everyone, Rose here with the Cackling Moon. This is going to be a client's solo surgery tarot reading. Solo surgery is it's basically one of the specials. So I have three love reading specials you could choose from now through to the end of the February, along with my basic love reading. But the solo surgery is meant to focus on those of you who are single, and if you have someone in particular that you are curious about, or if you just want a reading to see what may be coming up, that is a really good option to choose. Solo surgery is an 8-card reading. I have a spread that I created for this reading, but because my client had a very particular question, I felt that the spread that I created wouldn't fit their situation so much because they already have somebody in mind. They're just not dating this person. It's not a romantic relationship. So because of that, I'm not going to use the spread that I created. What I'm going to do is just pull the 8 cards and read it intuitively, because I feel like that would better work for my client situation. Otherwise, I would normally use the spread. So I'm going to pull a rose quartz here, put it on my setup. I have a lot of clear quartz. I always have amethyst going on here, but I have a lot of clear quartz in on the table because I'm just feeling the clarity of the clear quartz, like how it's translucent, you can see through it. I feel like that's important when it comes to love. I feel like you need heart that is open, and you need a heart. You want to find a lover who is very translucent, who is very open and honest, and they are not keeping anything from you and that kind of thing. So I really felt like the clear quartz, it really resembles that kind of symbolism. So I thought I would just pull some of those to have on the table. Okay, so the decks I'm going to be using for your reading, I have the Lover's Path Tarot. I have not used this deck in a reading yet. I read for myself with it, obviously, but I have not used it for a client reading and certainly haven't filmed with it. So I'm really excited to introduce this new deck for you. The whole point of me getting the Lover's Path, because I actually recently acquired this deck. I got this 2 weeks ago. And I'm also, oh, I just pulled the wrong one. But you know what? Maybe it's meant to be, so I'm going to keep it. This is the Whispers, what is this? Nature's Whispers Oracle. Maybe I will work with this, because I was aiming for a different deck, but for some reason I pulled this one. So let's just go with the fact that it may have been meant to be. So the Lover's Path is, it was a deck I wanted to purchase specifically for love-related readings. I really wanted a tarot deck that kind of embraced those imageries and those vibes, and I really felt that the Lover's Path did that. Every image in this deck is very love-related, so I thought that would be a good thing. It would be nice. So let me see if this will. Probably didn't help much. I feel like it's a little dark over here, but let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to open the window a little bit more so it's not super dark. I'm in the corner here, so it's like kind of offset from the window. But let me get that. Hopefully that'll help with the shade. I think that's a little bit better. Put some lotion on my hands. It's early morning, so it's still, the sun hasn't completely hit our side of the window. Okay. So we'll see how the Lover's Path works. I'm excited to see how this goes. And yeah. So let's just shuffle these cards. So my client is asking about a friend. They have this person has a friend that they have actually been friends with for quite some time. And I read for my client a while back, and they showed me how my reading really, pretty much the predictions that I made are starting to come true. And so my client wanted to share that with me and show me that this particular person, this friend, they feel is the person that I was discussing in their reading. So they feel very connected to this person. They feel like it was a meant to be thing. And my client wants to know what's going to happen. Like, is this something that is going to turn into something? You know, is this person the person they think that they are, that kind of thing. So that's why I felt like my spread wasn't going to work, because the spread that I had goes more so in the direction of someone who is completely single and doesn't have anyone in mind. So I'm just going to pull the cards and read them intuitively. Okay. And these guys. Really interesting to see how the Nature's Whisper Oracle works in your reading, because I meant to pull a different deck bag, but since this one came up, perhaps this deck wanted to be seen and it's going to hold messages for you. So we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so let's see. We have 8 cards. I'm going to do 3 oracles and then the tarot. So 5 tarot, 3 oracle. So let's pull our oracles. The oracles are going to resemble just kind of a future outcome, what to look forward to kind of energies. Where the tarot is going to explain this person, you and this person, like the dynamic between the two of you and what can possibly be happening. I love it. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I am very, very, very pleased with this deck. I'm so glad that I decided to purchase it. I can already tell it's going to be a good one for love readings. Okay, so what I'm seeing first is we got the Awakening card, okay? And the Awakening, and you also actually have 2 other Awakening cards. You have 2 aces in your reading, which is definitely telling me that new beginnings, new fresh starts, starting over, the beginning of something new. That kind of energy is starting to happen, and it's going to be starting to happen. It's almost like everything is starting to unravel, in a good way though, not in a negative way. So everything is starting to unravel. Everything is starting to come to fruition. You've already been putting in the footwork, which is what you were telling me earlier. You've been putting in the footwork. You're making that move. You're actually moving for school. So that's a good thing. You're actually like physically putting in the footwork. You're going to start to see the stuff unravel. As far as love is concerned, yes, there is going to be a romance. There is going to be something happening later on. The temptation, because we have here the temptation, which is coming before any of the ace cards. So the temptation is telling me that the 2 of you are going to be in situations where, you'll be out and about. Maybe it'll be just the 2 of you hanging out, or you'll be with a group of friends, but you're going to start noticing one another, and he's going to start noticing you more. And your settings where you guys are going to be hanging out and doing things that friends do, it's going to feel more, like what am I trying to say? Like the temptation is going to be there to take it a step further than just hanging out as friends. When he starts to notice you, and he starts to notice you with different eyes, because he has always noticed you, he's always appreciated you as a friend and your beauty. but I feel like what he's going to start noticing is the way you are in a different light. He's going to see you as a potential mate. He's going to see you as somebody who interests him in a different way. And that's where the temptation card is coming up. So I love this. And I feel like with the temptation card coming up, it's almost like that little, you're dangling the carrot for him. It's more so you tempting him. I feel like it needs to be you tempting him to test the waters to see if he's willing to take a bite. Is he willing to try it out? Is he willing to see you in a different way? Or does he just see you as the best friend? I really feel like you need to start doing things like that to get him to notice you in a way, because that is the only way that you are going to know whether you should move forward or not. So the Ace of Cups crosses the Awakening card, okay? So Ace of Cups crossing the Awakening, which I'm reading it as the Awakening is you guys are both going to be waking up. Both of your eyes are going to be opening to seeing each other in that different way, where I'm saying like that temptation, but I'm seeing the Ace of Cups is kind of crossing the point of temptation. So to me, that's kind of like you're afraid of maybe putting your full-blown emotions into it because you don't want to ruin what your friendship already has. You guys have been friends for, like, I think you said like 10 plus years. So that's a long time to be friends with somebody. And I could see why you would be afraid to take it to another level, because what if it didn't work out? And will your friendship be, will it never be the same, you know? But those are risks that we take when it comes to love. And love, you got to think that love, in my opinion, is an extension of being best friends with someone. Your relationship with the person that you choose to spend the rest of your life with is very, very similar to a person that you are very close and best friends with. Your lover tends to become your actual best friend, and that is somebody that you feel you could talk to and you could be anything with. So in any case, if you start to fear that, because normally an Ace of Cups is a card of opportunity for emotions and feelings and love, but to be coming as a cross to the Awakening card, it's just a little bit of fear that you guys may have, or you may have, to fearing taking your friendship to the next level because what if it doesn't work out, that kind of thing. I think that is the first thought that both of you will think of, because you don't want to tamper with what you already have. But just think of true love. If the two of you really hit it off, it is just another extension, a step of your friendship that you already have. And chances are the two of you have been friends for so long and you know each other so well that maybe if you give this a shot and it doesn't work out, you know, you guys can find yourself to be back into that place. It might take some time, but it will get there. So, and I'm not saying that it's not going to work out, but I'm just saying if, you know, thinking if it doesn't, you know, don't think it's completely over. So we have that with the Awakening, and then the other two cards that I'm seeing are kind of like the helper cards. So the Ace of Arrows, this is helping each other with, I feel like this is like with growth and healing, because you had mentioned in the email that the two of you are both going through relationship healings. Like the two of your hearts are healing. And the Ace of Swords is like that new beginning. It's that chance to restart. And with the sword suit, it's the suit of your mentality, your thoughts, and as well as the way that you communicate. So I feel like it's like a second chance for the two of you to do it right. And I also feel like the two of you have very strong communication and emotional skills, with the arrows and the cups coming up in your reading. But what I am seeing is a lack of wands, because we do have a pentacle card here. So the lack of wands in your reading is telling me wands is the energy of action. It is the energy of fire. It's a fire element. It's action and passion. And that is exactly what you're lacking here. And that's exactly what you need to get this, to take another step, to go to the next level with this person. So the fact that you're missing out on that suit is kind of funny to me, because that is the key that you need to make this work. So what I could say is know that all the other pieces to the puzzle are here, but the actual piece of taking action, to have the passion to come forward. That's still waiting, and I guarantee you that the moment that the two of you feed into this temptation card that I see, the temptation of it all, I really feel like it's going to be a very passionate awakening. I feel like you guys are going to notice there's a lot of hidden feelings underneath that you haven't really discovered, or you haven't really allowed yourself to feel because, you know, of the situation where your friendship is. And it's kind of like it's always been a taboo subject, and no one ever wanted to bring it up to the other person. So I do feel like the moment that one of you does start tempting the other, and the other person starts to, you know, take a bite of that dangling carrot, there's going to be a full-blown like rush of emotion and passion that's going to come through, and maybe, you know, things will start moving real fast. You never know. So what I also pulled is the Six of Coins, and I love that I pulled this because it's kind of like, even though we have all this like the Ace cards and the Temptation card, and it's showing really good things, the Six of Coins, which is an Earth energy card, and it's always about, Earth energy is always about being grounded. The Six of Coins is a reminder for you that what you put in, you will receive. And it's a give and take. It's an even exchange, and you can't always be the person giving. The other person in this equation has to also equally be giving as much time, attention, and energy. So let the Six of Coins be that warning to you that if you are the only person trying to make this happen, and you're noticing that you're hitting a wall with this other person, and they aren't receiving what you are giving, that's a red flag, okay? And that's something for you to kind of gauge, where if you see that this person isn't responding to your actions, slow down, okay? Because I feel like you have the tendency to you indulge, you overindulge, and I feel like that might be a little bit too much for this person. If it comes to that point where they're like, I'm not ready yet, you know, you can't force someone to do, or you can't force them to bite your carrot. You can't force them to be tempted, you know, to the point where they're going to, you know, test it out. So just kind of have that idea of, that's a possibility, that might happen, that might take place, and be mindful. Just be mindful of it. I also feel when it comes to opening up to one another, there's going to be a lot of give and take. I feel like this person has a lot to say and a lot to reveal to you. So I think that that's also an amazing thing to look forward to. But I felt that first message needed to be said for you. I felt like that was like, it was kind of words of wisdom here from the cards. Okay, so let's look at the Oracle. And again, keep in mind, this was the Oracle I was not originally going to choose for you. So let's see how this reads out. We have adventure. Beautiful. So for outcomes and advice on this topic, adventure is kind of saying you got to be, I'm taking this as being adventurous, being open to the possibilities. And with adventure comes mystery. We don't always know the outcome of our adventures. We just know we need to enjoy the journey, not the destination. So I really feel like that's a wise kind of a quote for you, is enjoy the journey, not the destination. You have the destination, you have that goal of wanting to be with this person. You already know that is your intention that you are setting. But what is the journey of this process? What is the adventure of this process? The journey is you two growing together, you know, taking your friendship of 10 years to the next level. And sometimes it may not happen right away. Like I said, you're lacking that fire, passion energy. So it might be a slow moving type of process, but it could and it should eventually get there, as what I'm seeing with the cards. But you can't have high expectations of it right away, because sometimes things take time to grow. So I feel like it's the adventure card is saying, you know, to be open to newness, be open to mystery, but you also can't expect to have things fall in place the way you want them to, and also in the timely manner. Sometimes the process will take time, so don't have expectations of this unraveling and unfolding, you know, in the next couple days, just because you told this person this is how you feel. So just be aware that there's a journey involved, and you need to be more focused on that journey rather than the end result. Next, we have maintain your childlike spirit, and I also feel that this is amazing for the two of you. because 10 years is a long time. I don't know how old you are, but I will assume that you were either in your early 20s when you first met this person, or high school, like that kind of level. And that's childlike energy. So I know now, I see why this deck wanted to come out, because it's like the message is clear. This person has known you at your most, I would say, vulnerable, immature state of being, when we are, either teenagers to very, very new young adults, in our early 20s. We are just discovering who we are. We are trying to figure out what we want to do with our lives, and our own personal identities are not completely set in stone. We are still figuring it out. So your friend has seen you at your worst, you can say. Your friend has seen you as this awkward person trying to figure out your footing in life. Now, fast forward 10 years to the present, this person sees you as a grown woman, or they will start seeing you as a grown woman, which is why I'm saying the awakening card, with their eyes opening to seeing you in a new light, is coming to fruition. So I love how that works out. It's kind of like the tarot is just supporting what I'm trying to say. So maintaining your childlike spirit, I feel, is don't lose sight of who you were and where you came from. Don't lose sight of the things that interest the two of you when you were at a very young age, when you first met. I feel like the two of you tapping back into that time, maybe listening to the music of that time, or going to see a movie that you two enjoyed at that time frame, or a location that you guys hung out at. Bring that back when you guys start to date. Bring those little memories back, because I feel like that's going to help. And it's going to be, it's like you guys get to relive that history, but in a different emotion, where you two are actually dating rather than just being friends. And then finally, we have celebrate differences. So as you know, when you grow, who you were 10 years ago is definitely, I'm willing to bet, probably absolutely no longer who you are now. I can tell you for myself personally, I am definitely not the same person I was 10 years ago. So majority of us grow out of who we were. We grow out of our interests. We grow out of our, the way that we dress, the way that we did our hair, all of that kind of stuff. And so I feel like celebrate differences is saying you and this person in question are both very different now. And I feel like you need to celebrate that. I feel like the two of you, appreciate your childlike memories, but also learn to really see each other for who you are now. And I feel like when you do see each other and you take that closer look, you're going to be like, wow, you really grew into this amazing person. You look so different now. You are so much wiser. You are so sure of yourself. You're confident, blah, 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 blah. They're going to see you differently as well. So I feel like celebrating the differences is a good thing. I see that as a chance for the two of you to grow together and learning different things about one another and different things in life. Opposites attract, that kind of thing. So maybe the two of you have differences in interests, but if you did come together in a romantic sense, you would kind of grow and feed off of each other, because opposites do attract. So lots of adventure there. But overall, I really feel, I'm very pleased, to be honest. I'm very pleased that I went with the deck that came out on accident. I'm very pleased with this deck as well. I think that you are going to have a very beautiful reawakening with love, and I feel like it is going to be happening this year. The temptation process, it starts with you. But I also feel like they are going to be opening their eyes to you in a different way. They're going to start seeing you more sexually, more, they're going to be more attracted. They're going to look at you in a different way. They're not going to just see you as their friend. They're going to see you sexually, like, wow, she's beautiful, that kind of thing. So get ready for that. But also keep in mind that the process, or this journey, may not go as quickly as you would like it to. So just be patient and let everything unfold as it is meant to. So with that said, this concludes your solo surgery reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And anyone who's watching, this love reading is available along with other ones in my shop. So click the link below, check me out, and I hope to read for you guys soon. Thanks, guys.